Hello everyone, welcome to Construction Management for Small Businesses and Minority Businesses. This is an online course that is going to teach you how to do business with government entities, large property owners, and large construction companies. In just a couple of minutes, I will be introducing you to the course and I'll be telling you why you should be taking this course. So I take this course. This course is going to give you a prescription in which you'll be able to get repeated business and to stay successful in your small construction business. There are several expensive courses that you could take for project management and construction management, and most of them will cost you several $1,000s, or you'd have to read a whole lot of books, many books. Now, if you're yet to decide if you want to become a government contractor with your small business, where are you going to get reliable information to help you guide you on this decision before you plunge in and spend a lot of money? This construction management course has been designed to specifically do two things for everybody that takes part. First, we're going to provide you with a step-by-step overview of the process that takes place when you want to do business with government, large property owners, and large construction companies. Secondly, we're going to provide you with the must-have information that you must have at the tips of your fingers. And this information is going to help ensure that you can complete your projects on time and on budget, allowing you to stay ahead of the game and allowing you to remain successful in your small construction business. The key to staying successful is having the right information and knowing all about the process. So before you commit yourself to spending large amounts of money, you might have done a lot of research before you came here. You would find out that some of the courses that are out there will cost you $5,000 or more. Now, for less than 10% of that amount, this course would provide you with the critical information you need to be able to get your first couple of contracts and to successfully execute your first couple of contracts. And by doing so, we're going to save you a lot of major headaches. So what we're saying is that for the cost of some flashcards for some of the major big project manager providers out there, you can get the entire picture of what you need to be successful as a small construction business owner for a discounted bargain. So why don't we consider a couple of very important construction facts? So in 2009, when the country was in recession, construction spending in the United States was $939 billion, just less than $1 trillion. In 2010, when the recession officially ended, construction spending in the United States was $803 billion. In 2011, construction spending in the United States was $787 billion. In 2012, construction spending in the United States was $857 billion. In 2013, construction spending in the United States was $930 billion, pretty close to $1 trillion. It's important to note that during the recession, government actually increased construction spending, while the private sector, on the other hand, reduced construction spending. So what this means is that if you're doing construction with government institutions during these better times, times when we're not in recession, times when things are not difficult, you are in better shape to actually continue to get business from the government to survive the tougher times. And now let's look at spending even after the recession ended. So in 2016, the construction spending in the United States was $1.181 billion, or you could say $1.1 trillion. In 2017, construction spending in the United States was $1.253 billion, or $1.2 trillion. In 2018, annual construction spending in the United States was $1.292 billion, or $1.2 trillion. In 2019, annual construction spending in the United States was $1.327 billion, or $1.32 trillion. And in 2020, even though we were going through a recession that affected a lot of people, construction spending in the United States, and keep in mind that during the recession, construction was one of the sectors that almost all states were given the permission to continue, and they were not told to shut down. In fact, I should note that during the pandemic, construction actually went up because of the restrictions that were given to many others. It did not affect construction. So many construction projects and many construction companies were taking advantage of the fact that the country was in a pandemic to try and get a lot of work done, especially in road and highway construction. If you live close to or near any urban area, you know how difficult it is to do road and highway construction during rush hour, during the normal time. So in 2020, even though we were in a pandemic, when most of us were told to stay at home and work from home, so much highway construction was done in this country to try and take advantage of the fact that there were so fewer cars on the roads and so fewer vehicles on the roads and highways. So construction spending in the United States last year was $1.49 billion. So that is $1.4 trillion. So you can see, even though we went through a recession, the construction spending in the United States continued to increase. Again, even during a pandemic, the construction spending in the United States increased from the year prior to the tune of $1.4 trillion. So what does this course cover? This course covers 25 must-know topics on how to successfully get construction business with government institutions, large property owners, or large construction companies. It teaches you how to make a profit. It teaches you how to stay in business. It teaches you how to get repeat business. And most importantly, it also gives you those tips that you need on how to get repeat business without having to bid every single time. So let's revisit the question, why take this course now? The current administration has put together a proposal for a major infrastructure bill, $2 trillion infrastructure bill that, if you're aware, is currently being negotiated with the United States Congress. And even though the numbers are changing, they keep changing all the time, as they will before the bill is finalized, you can see that there's going to be a significant amount of investment in the US economy in the construction sector. Now, here's the key. This is government spending that is to take place. So keep in mind, a lot of the construction data that I've shown you earlier on in this video, that is on total US construction spending. So that includes both the private and the public sector spending of the last couple of years. Now, what the current Biden administration is telling us, that he's put together a proposal for $2 trillion of government funded projects to take place in this country over the next decade. Let me say that again. $2 trillion to be spent by government over the next 10 years. So the question I have for you as a small business owner, even if you're not in construction yet, how much of $2 trillion do you need for your small business to succeed every year and for you to grow your company and to become an established business? So we all need to get ready for the biggest construction spending in the United States in decades. And what is key here is that small businesses are going to be a key part of this infrastructure bill whenever it gets passed. It's going to get passed sometime this year from what it looks like. It might not be $2 trillion, but it is going to be a lot of money. It's obviously most likely going to be north of $1 trillion. But the question I always have to ask you is, well, how much money do you need annually for your small construction business to be sustained and for it to succeed? Now, if you take a look at this plan, look at the 4 sectors that are on the screen. Research and development, a focus on clean energy, that's construction. Invest in home and community care for seniors, people with disabilities, that is construction. At-home infrastructure, well, the word is right there. Build and renovate, that is construction. Infrastructure, revamp highways, roads, and bridges, that is construction. So basically, this singular bill is going to open the doors for so many small and minority businesses, not just this year, but for the next decade that this bill is supposed to cover. This is why you need to be taking this course now. This is why you need to be getting yourself ready to take part when these projects begin to roll out. Keep in mind, a lot of what's being contained in this bill has been in development for years. So don't think for a minute that the bill is going to be passed and it's going to take 1 year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years before you start seeing projects. I fully expect that within a couple of months after this bill is passed, once all the government magic takes place and they have to sit down and it goes to the House and the House has to fight over it. Once all that is said and done and the bill is passed, you are going to start seeing projects being rolled out relatively fast, because keep in mind, the current administration is going to want to show progress. Once this bill is passed, they are going to want to show progress. So as soon as this bill gets passed, within a matter of months, the projects are already there. The bridges are already there that need to be repaired. The houses are already there that need to be renovated. Clean energy is already there. So we don't have to wait for this spending to take place. This spending is going to be taking place almost immediately. This is why you need to take this course now, so that you and your company will be in the right place at the right time to benefit from these projects. And again, if you are following this administration, you will notice that there will be a very strong focus on small and minority businesses. This is the time to take this course now. So to get you started, we are offering a free guide that has 6 important tips for small and minority construction businesses. This free guide covers 6 mistakes that small minority construction companies make, and it also teaches you how to avoid them. Once you've been able to download and watch the free guide, we encourage you to visit the website and to purchase the full guide and you will get a lot of information that would make you successful in doing business with government institutions, large property owners, and large construction companies. This is part of the series of the JBY Partnerships Construction Management course. You can always reach us, send us an email, contact us at admin@jbypartners.com if you have any questions. Hope to see you on the website.